Hello there, my name's Paula and today I'm going to show you how I make my food Christmas tree. I made one for the very first time the other day and so many people liked it. I thought I'd make another one and show you how I've done it. Very basically, I've used a cone. This is a dry oasis cone, 31 centimetres in length. I've covered it in cling film to protect the food. And what I've done so far, which is probably the hardest job, is to stick the cocktail sticks in it, as you can see. It looks a bit like a Dalek. And then you don't see the cocktail sticks outside of the food. I've then started to put rosemary, which smells lovely, all around the bottom. So I've cut the rosemary, and even if it's too long, you can go around just snipping it off at the end. And I've pushed that in as well to make the base to look better at the bottom of the tree. And all I'm going to do now is, with my fresh ingredients, I'm going to use my grapes. As you can see, I've got a big plate of grapes, tomatoes, cucumber, I've got olives, I've got cheese, I've put cucumber, and I thought I'd use fresh strawberries and some salamis on sticks, which I've done. So now we're just going to start filling it. So I'm just going to prod the tomatoes in, put them anywhere really, anywhere they want to go. This is just putting on wherever you want it. There's no certain way to do it. It's just think of them as baubles on your Christmas tree. We have one there. It doesn't matter what shape the tomatoes are either, you can use all different ones. I think probably I'm going to keep them towards the bottom because they're quite big. Like this. Now we're going to go with some grapes. I've got some rather large grapes here. So I'm going to fill the tree with these as well. And I've got obviously black grapes which we'll be putting on. Much easier to put the sticks in first. I didn't do that the other day when I did it, but I found afterwards it was a lot easier to do that this way round, because you're literally just pushing the fruit now onto the stick. And they go on very easily. That's it, push them through. All round the tree, like so. Now we're going to start with some black ones. Whoops, drop one on the floor. These are a little bit smaller in size. I'm using quite a few grapes, but they seem to be that was quite a bit soft, that one. This is great just for when you've got guests coming round. They can pick at it. You can put what you want on it. You can just keep it as grapes. I've seen it done with just grapes literally in different colours. Or you could just use different cheeses. You could just put different vegetables on it. Oops. It is easier with a turntable, or if you've got a Lazy Susan, I would use a Lazy Susan. If for anyone that doesn't know what a Lazy Susan is, it's one of those boards that spin round. I like to use mine in the summer, especially when we're out in the garden hosting my friends. I think now I'm going to go with some olives. Turn that round, so I'm putting the big hole on the stick, so it's just sitting there. And you can probably put, I'm probably going to end up putting lots more sticks on. For now, this is just the base, as you can see, because you want to fill all the spaces up. You don't want to see any of the oasis. You could also, instead of using an oasis, you could cut up a carrot or a parsnip, a very tall parsnip, and use an apple as a base and the parsnip, and put sticks into that if you wanted to use it like that. Now I'm putting some cheese on. Everyone loves a piece of cheese, don't they? So we're going to put some cheese on. Probably want some smaller bits. Whoops, it's a bit crumbled, that one. You can make them as small or as big as you want to go on here. And some pineapple. We have some pineapple. And some lovely fresh raspberries. They're a lovely big size as well. Anywhere there's a gap. And don't worry if you want to use more cocktail sticks. Here's a nice one. The idea is to fill the tree so you don't see any of the oasis. And we're going to try some cucumber. You can always take your sticks out and move them if you want to move it to make more room. Whoops. One's gone, we've lost. I have a bit of cucumber at the top there. And there. Salami. What I've done to make them look like this, if you can see, little tiny little flowers, I've used 3 slices of salami because to make them look a little bit like, what I've done is see this, and I've put it in half and then I've rolled it. I've rolled it like a little flower, and then I've done the next one over that. So I've folded the next one in half and taken it and rolled it again. And the same with the third piece. You can stick to 2. I like to make the flowers a little bit thicker. And then to keep it together, I've actually put the cocktail stick, if you can see this, through the middle here of the flower and take it down where I've overlapped it. I've overlapped it here to keep it together. So it's a bit of an angle, a bit fiddly. And then you have your flower. And I'll be sticking them on. Sometimes, like I say, you might need to take some cocktail sticks out now to put your salami on. And these are ones I've just made before. And there's your few peppers. With the pepperoni, I've done similar. I've just really folded them up and put them on a stick. I've used 2 little pieces there to make a little flower, but you could probably just squash them in between your fruit. It's just a question of playing around with it, really. I'm pushing the sticks in so you don't see them. There you go, it's starting to look a bit fuller. Put a few more pieces of cheese in, I think. So we'll fill it with some more grapes. Can't get a stick in that piece. So pop the plastic to get it over. I think right in there. As you can see, it's starting to look rather full. A couple more up here, I think. cheese. I think you get the gist of what I'm doing now, probably. A bit of pineapple. Everybody loves a bit of pineapple with cheese, don't they? Especially children. A bit of cheese in there. And we'll have a grape on there. And a little bit more here. It does take up quite a bit of food, as you can see, but the more you put on it, because obviously you don't want any gaps. And then what you can do at the end, if you've got any rosemary left over, they need to have the hard bit on the bottom so you can prod it in to make it look like the Christmas tree leaves. Some of these are a little bit too soft now. No, you don't need much, because obviously just a little bit. You could use thyme. I used some thyme the other day when I ran out of rosemary. You can use, these little bits are a bit soft. Like I said, it only wants a little bit sticking out just to make it look more realistic. You can probably just prod some in. Just push them in against everything you've got in there and they will probably just stay. Just makes it, finishes it off, gives it a nice finished look. We're nearly one in there, I think. A little bit up here. Or we could do with a grape up here, a little gap up here. Oops, another piece of cheese falling off my... I think the cheese I've used this time, unfortunately, is a little bit crumbly. I'll put a piece of pineapple up there instead. There. And I think one more. I'll have a grape up here. And I think I'll have one more piece in here. And you can see, let's put a bit of cucumber on there. And we're almost full up, I think. And you can see, and up here, I've put a star in the top. And you can cut some cheese and make a star. I very luckily found this little polystyrene star in my craft box for anything, and you can paint it, or I just stick it up there and I've got my star on my Christmas tree. And there you have a Christmas tree. And then if you want to just have a bit of snow on it, it's lovely just to dust it over a little bit with a little bit of icing sugar. And then what I do is I've got a little glass stand in my household with all my glassware, and it looks rather pretty if I take it off of this and put it on my glass stand, and there you have my Christmas tree. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed that. Bye bye.